Now from Atlanta News First Plus, this is Sports Tonight.
What's up, guys? It is Tuesday, July
July
day
30th.
is it today? Okay, so we're almost
Done.
almost to August. So we've got like a day left until we are in the month of August, which is wild. Emily Gagnon here with Ellie Parker. You were going to interrupt. What's up? What's up? Did I say something wrong?
Nope.
Were you like, just let's move on with the day of the week? We got better things to talk about. Arthur Blank today spoke during training camp. He does this once a year during training camp. So today was his day, and man, did he talk. Ellie was like, Emily, we have 30 minutes worth of sound with
30
him.
minutes. We're not going to show the entire thing.
No, but we will have you listen to the first 10 minutes or so, just a nice little check-in with the owner, see where his thoughts are and how he's feeling ahead of the 2024 season, which, by the way, Ellie, before you run this down, I said this earlier, for the first time since I've covered the team in 8 years, season tickets have been sold out.
I did see that this
So
morning.
congratulations
Did see
to
that.
them. Arthur Blank, let's roll.
Really is great to be here and great to be early part of camp, first day with pads on, which is always good to see. Players are, transitioning into the more physical time of the year. Gone through OTAs and beginning of training camp, and had a first high school practice Friday night, Saturday night, I should say. Next coming Friday night will be at the stadium. But players are in great shape, and coaching staff's in great shape, and we're ready to go. And we have a very competitive schedule, and playing a lot of great teams, and we'll certainly have to be at our best to be able to achieve the records that we hope to achieve this coming year. So with that, I'll just open it up, and you guys, gals, ask any questions you'd like.
Yeah, Arthur.
You are getting the first question.
Yes. How did you receive the news this morning about the season ticket sales being completely gone at a high level?
Well, it's great. I mean, obviously, it's a tribute to our fans. I've been blessed, really, Atlanta's been blessed having a great fan base since I acquired the team in 2001, 2002 being our first season, and to see us come back to that position that we're in for many years of being sold out is it's a tribute to our fans, a tribute to the franchise, to the stadium itself. We put a lot of effort into making sure the stadium, which is now on its 7th year, is kept in pristine shape, current in all ways. Made changes to seating, suite areas, lounge areas, loge areas, a variety of things. So we want to make sure we have a competitive product on the field for our fans to enjoy, and we think we will. So it's great. It's great news. Yeah.
Also, we haven't talked to you since the tampering case was settled and the drafting of.
That's your
Mike Penix.
second question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Second
Are you
and
going to get all the
third.
questions or what?
No, I just
Yeah.
got a couple here, and we'll share with the group
Okay.
moving forward. Just,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Second question.
We didn't talk to you after the tampering case was settled, or
Yep.
after Michael Penix was drafted after
Uh-huh.
Kirk Cousins signed. Could you
Okay.
help us with how those things were squared up?
Well, obviously, they're not connected. So the tampering situation, we were advised by the NFL that we didn't dot every I and cross every T, and despite our attempt to do that, and there were a couple of procedural mistakes, I think, that were made by the organization, and we fully cooperated with the NFL, as we always do in any sort of investigation. They found there were certain things were deficient in the way we handled things with Kirk, and so we've addressed those things internally. You find something that's a problem, you fix it, make sure it doesn't happen again, and that's our attitude about it. The NFL is certainly doing their job and doing it well. The question about Penix is what specifically?
The league was kind of caught off guard. You just signed Kirk and paid him a pretty good salary, and then you was 8th pick when the so-called draft people thought you might have gone defensive lineman.
Right. Yeah. So thank heavens we don't always listen to the league. And thank heavens we don't always listen to the media. And thank heavens we don't always do what everybody else thinks we should be doing. We're actually very independent thinkers. And the decision about Penix in this case at number 8, I'll go back a little bit and say that we had made it clear to Kirk and others that, you know, we probably were going to draft a quarterback during this draft. As it turned out, that Michael Penix, for our coaching staff and our personnel department, graded extraordinarily high. They viewed him as a tremendous player. And that, you know, we've been through a situation post Matt Ryan, when we're seeing that movie, when we didn't have a franchise quarterback, and we didn't want to repeat that again. I mean, I certainly didn't. I'm super sensitive to all forms of succession planning. After 60-odd years of business, in any business, that's critical, and at the key position, the quarterback position in the NFL, that's very important. So just listening to our coaching staff and our personnel department, they really made a decision. Michael was going to be available at number 8. They saw an extraordinary talent. Our Kirk Cousins is our franchise quarterback, is our starting quarterback, and he seems to be doing great from a medical standpoint. His attitude, his leadership, culturally, personally, with our players, the coaching staff has been nothing short of outstanding. So we couldn't be happier with that situation. But you know, I know age does kind of creep up. I can speak to myself personally on that a little bit. I know what that means, and you know, Kirk will be 36 at the start of the season, and so we hope and pray he's got, you know, 3 to 4 great years in front of him. Maybe beyond that, who knows? But we also know that, you know, at some point there will be a point that we'll need a transition. We want to make sure we do that smoothly. And so we didn't necessarily use the Green Bay model, although what Green Bay did was very interesting. When they signed Jordan Love, whatever year it was, I can't remember offhand now, but there was a lot of the same discussion. Aaron was their quarterback and obviously a Hall of Fame player, and so, you know, they made a decision at that time to think about the future and plan for their future, not knowing what was going to happen with Aaron, you know, longer term, and he was getting a little bit older as well. Today, you know, you couldn't find a phone number in the zip code of Green Bay where they aren't going to, you know, click their heels and jump for joy that they don't have Jordan Love. So when they just signed him to one of the biggest contracts for quarterback in the history of the NFL and currently in the NFL. So, you know, we're doing our advanced planning and doing our advanced thinking, and so that's, you know, that's what fans expect of us to do. Maybe not right at the moment. At the moment, they may have liked a different player, but at some point down the road, they'll want to know that we can have a smooth transition at that very critical position for the Atlanta Falcons and the National Football League.
Mr. Blank, you said at the start of that answer that you had informed Kirk that you were probably going to draft a quarterback in this draft.
Did I inform? No, I didn't inform Kirk.
You said he was informed.
Yes, he was. Yes.
But at what point? Because our understanding was that he was not informed until, you know, 5 minutes before the pick. Are you saying that conversation happened earlier?
Yes, I know that Raheem, at a minimum, I think Terry as well, during the contract discussions, probably talking about the room, I wasn't there, but, you know, they advised him that, you know, we obviously would potentially pick a quarterback to groom and develop along the way, and so I think he was surprised, as many people were, and frankly we were, in the sense that our plan was not to pick a quarterback at number 8, but with the grades that our personnel department and coaching staff had on Penix and being available at number 8, it turned out that that's what happened. So I do know this, that as we approached number 8, they made every effort to reach out directly to Kirk and speak to him, et cetera. They weren't successful at the moment. They were later that evening, and obviously there's been a number of conversations since then. So again, I think the important thing is that Kirk, I think, understands that now. Michael understands it. They share a suite. They've been great suite mates. They've been great on the field together, and Michael is learning a lot from Kirk, and he will for a long period of time. And most importantly, Kirk is healthy, and providing us with the kind of leadership and the kind of play that we can see so far that we invested in him. So.
In general, on those draft conversations like that, when do you want to be involved? When do you get involved? Like, how closely do you follow it?
I follow it very closely. I mean, I'm involved in the sharing of the strategy behind, our draft approach. We go through a number of scenarios. I'm in a number of pre-draft meetings where they're screening potentially who we might pick and what position and why. Then there's a bunch of options. Obviously, we're one of 31 teams, 32 teams picking, so anything can happen. And during that night, it did fall our way in terms of Michael. But it's a decision made by the coaching staff and by the personnel department, and that's the way it should be. But I'm aware of everything.
Do they clear it by you? Do you want them to clear it by you?
I'm aware. Okay, I'm being real clear on my words now. So they make me fully aware. They don't have to clear it with me, just have to make me aware of what's going on. So I don't like surprises. They know that, but it's not up for me to make those decisions. It's up for them to make those decisions and me to understand the logic behind it. So I'm very sensitive on behalf of our fan base, everybody connected to the franchise, on not having a period of time post Kirk Cousins, however long that may be.
All right, Arthur Owner, you said Arthur Owner Arthur Blank, Falcons owner right there talking earlier today from training camp. Like I said, he does this once a season during training camp. He kind of gives it's like the State of the Union, like the state of the Falcons.
Why not?
He has high expectations, Ellie.
Obviously.
So do fans, given the fact that they sold out of season tickets. Like I said, I've never seen that before. So good for them. That's awesome. Now live up to expectations.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you have to say to the Falcons right now. You have these expectations, live up to them.
Every year, fans have really high expectations for this team, and hopefully this year they can somehow meet them. Okay. What's up? MLB trade deadline. Do we like what's happening or not? 6 o'clock, okay? It just passed 42 minutes ago.
Can someone check Alex Anthopoulos' office calendar?
Wait, he just talked. Why are we checking his his office calendar?
The major trades that the Braves have made have been for Jorge Soler and Luke Jackson.
You didn't like that? He wants to get the band back together.
Yes! Exactly.
So you like
Why?
Oh, so you don't like it?
No.
So you think that's like been there, done that type deal?
Yes.
Okay, so you think he should have gone for like what he's done before in like a Kelnick, where like a young up and comer that like balls out for the team?
I just don't think that Jorge Soler just running it back, like if you were gonna go this route,
More of the same.
Just throw everything at the Diamondbacks for Jock again.
I mean, I'm surprised we don't have him. Aren't you surprised?
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Would you have liked? So wait, would that have made you happy if?
No.
Jock was, okay, if Mr. Pearlman was back, that wouldn't
Just
have.
commit to the bit at that point. Come on.
Well, we got Jorge. Oh, I can't speak. What is wrong with me right now? Jorge Soler and Eddie Rosario. Of the three that happened in 2021 that like completely revived the team. Yes, and the only one missing is Jock Peterson. So you don't like this move? I like Jorge Soler.
I like him as a player. I'm not sure I like the move.
Okay.
Just because.
Again, you've seen it before, but it worked the last time it happened. But why let him go, right? Why let him go in the first place? Why didn't we sign all these guys like back then?
That's part of it. I mean, I just feels like, obviously there weren't like a ton of like huge moves, but you had, the Phillies were making moves. The Mets were making moves. The Mets just brought in Paul Blackburn from Oakland. You got to come up with something new. Obviously, this is Alex Anthopoulos. He's one of the best GMs in baseball.
He's a
he
genius.
probably knows something we don't know. He certainly does.
Or maybe he just felt like he had to do something.
I don't get these moves.
Will you tell me, because I don't remember since last night, how how many games back the Braves are right now. Let's do a little quick check-in on the NL
Quick
East.
check-in on the NL East. The Braves
And
are
I apologize, I'm
currently
putting you on the spot right now.
8.5 games back. They are merely a half game up on the New York Mets.
Okay. And the Mets had jumped them last week at
Yeah,
one point.
had jumped them last week at one point.
So they're 8.5 back from the
Phillies.
Phillies. And the Mets are half a game back from them.
Yes.
Okay.
56 and 49. The Mets are currently 56 and 50.
And do we remember, and I don't remember this, and I don't expect you to, when were the Braves in first, like when was the last time they were in first place in division?
They weren't. I think the Phillies have gone wire to wire, at least so far. And it looks like they'll stay that way, barring an
For some reason, I
absolutely
thought
massive
like the
collapse.
first month of the season the Braves were in first place. But listen, they're in uncharted territory because for a while now they have been in first place, or at least they've been very much in contention to win the division, right?
Yeah, this is
This was gonna be
this is
seven
new
straight?
ground.
Would this be 7? They were going for 7 straight.
Yeah.
So they're at the Brewers tonight. Let's just talk about them maybe really quickly now that we know what the moves have been. So, Ellie, they split their series against the Mets in New York. Lost the first 2, won the last 2. Went to the Brewers, lost last night, right? 8-3 was the final, I believe. So 2 more before they come home. Where would you say, if you had to guess, their confidence is? Do you feel like they maybe just don't feel like they can just go on a run? Because that's what it feels like to me.
I mean,
Like, you win
they're in a
couple, you
position
lose
where they can. And I think that, they're it's basically the Braves and Mets sort of fighting for, 1 and 2 in the wild card race. So they're certainly in a position where they can, and I think they know that. But, you have to be looking at the Phillies and the Dodgers and going, oh, God, we're going to have to fight through that.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I don't know.
All right. And who do you have their schedule up? I'm just wondering who they host when they get back from Milwaukee. I'm putting you on all kinds of spots here. Ellie, for anybody who doesn't know, if you look right in front of her, there's a computer. So
I
she
have a
just can
computer.
look things up really quickly. She's like the magician.
It is the Marlins who just traded away basically their entire team.
All right, so maybe they could get back on track with the Marlins coming here this weekend.
One would hope.
3-game set or 4?
4.
All right, and then what?
And then the Brewers
Come here.
come to Atlanta. And then it's a 3-game set in Denver.
Okay. All right.
And then they go to San Francisco. So
All right, so we will see how they do over the next, couple weeks or so. But Jorge Soler, Luke Jackson, back on the team. And we didn't talk about who they traded them for, though, right? We didn't say that.
I believe
Tyler Matzik,
Tyler Matzik.
who was beloved during their World Series run. He received the nickname Night Shift because he came in, during bullpen action and that year.
Also other
specifically-
nicknames we can't quite say on air.
Yes, but specifically during that run, that bullpen earned a lot of respect. They did a really good job.
Yeah.
So now he is out, but he's been struggling with injuries as of late. So he's out along with a minor leaguer. So we shall see what happens with the Braves. Ellie's favorite time, so I'm going to take it away.
Yes, the
Take it away,
Olympics.
take it away.
U.S. women's gymnastics team won gold because, of course, they did. It's almost like clockwork, you've got Simone Biles. Just until she retires, you can almost pencil in.
Wait, do you feel like she's going to have more in her after this?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
No.
I think she's got more in her.
So you think she could do another Olympic run?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
How
I
old
think
is
she can.
right now? And I don't think the age matters here, but I do think
I
she's been
think-
doing this for a minute.
Yes, she's been doing this for a minute.
8 Olympic golds for her, right? Didn't she become the most decorated Olympian?
Yes, I believe so. She is 27 years old.
Okay.
2 months and a week older than yours truly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she can.
Wait, how old can you usually go? Like until well into your 30s or what?
Simone Biles is one of those people who's going to go until she can't.
Okay, so you think she'll do it again?
Yeah, especially since the next Olympic Games are going to be in Los Angeles. They're going to be
that's
on
in
home soil,
2020.
2028.
Gosh, that just sounds like so far away, doesn't it?
I think she's got more in the tank.
Okay. I like that you're confident. I like to hear that. So yeah, she today they won. Did you watch any of it this morning?
I did not get early enough to watch.
But they'll play it again tonight.
Yes.
So, and everybody will get to watch the whole team perform. I mean, they did have some little bit of like shaky moments there, but I definitely think they were the team to beat.
Yes, definitely.
And they lived up to the hype, and it's always nice to see Biles do her thing. She certainly looks the same age as when she first came
Yeah.
on the scene, which is quite the compliment because, you know, she could be 50 and look like she's 30.
Yeah.
So she's got the good genes. Anything else Olympic-wise that you like?
Well, the men's
Last night.
U.S. men's gymnastics team won bronze. First medal for the U.S. men's gymnastics team since 2000.
Oh, I didn't
So it has
realize
been
that.
24 years since the U.S. men's gymnastics team won a medal, largely thanks to, I hope I don't butcher this man's name,
Yeah, I don't know how to say it either.
Steven Nedorosik, who,
He's Penn State guy?
Penn State guy,
Yep.
focused on one event only, the pommel horse,
When he
and
was on
he rocked it. He basically kept the U.S. in that bronze medal spot rather, on that final event. Very rarely do you see a team who can lock down the pommel horse so well, just because he's 20-something years old. His entire gymnastic career has been him just doing that one event. A lot of the time, you find these Olympic rosters with all-rounders who try to do all these different events, and usually the pommel horse is their weakest event.
Really?
Not the United States, because they have this one dude who has focused on the pommel horse for his entire life.
That is funny. I did watch it last night, and they were like jacked. Okay, like their
Yes!
reactions were like
Yes!
they won gold. So
Yes.
it's-
First time in 24 years that the United States has medaled in the men's team's gymnastics event. I'd be acting like I won gold too.
Is he still in college, or has he graduated?
Believe he graduated fairly recently.
And do you know what his major is? Because he looks like
Electrical engineering.
Okay,
This
that's
man
what I
looks
was
like a
gonna say.
massive nerd.
he looks like he's like gonna be.
He looks like Clark Kent,
He
not
looks,
Superman.
He looks
Clark
like he's
Kent.
going to be like a millionaire/billionaire one day after inventing like the latest tech company. That's what he looks like to me. And he is going to have an Olympic medal.
Yeah.
So good
Yeah.
for him. But yeah, I did see him do his thing, and I thought, how much upper strength do you?
You need a
body?
ton, especially for pommel horse.
Right? I was like,
Yes.
gosh, I was like, this is wild. But when he did what he did, it was so pretty. But I thought, like, they make it look so easy, right?
They make it look easy. It's
Right.
not.
I was like,
it's not.
"Ah."
It's not.
But then based on the reaction from the crowd, I was like, oh man, like, okay, get it. So yeah, that was a cool moment. So good thing, men's and women's gymnastics team, as far as the U.S. is concerned, doing their thing. So very cool.
And U.S. women's rugby won bronze after losing to New Zealand in the semifinal. They won
would
the
expect New
first.
Zealand to-
Yes.
Yeah.
Losing to New Zealand in rugby
That's an
is
honor.
not. That's to be expected. The All Blacks are the best team in the world. They always will be. It would be a miracle if the U.S. beat them. But winning bronze in women's rugby is huge because this isn't a rugby country.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, good. So anything else you're looking like? What do we know what's going on? Is like what's up with basketball? They haven't really.
The 3x3, the 3-on-3
Do you know?
men's was this afternoon.
Okay.
The U.S. lost to Serbia.
Okay.
As for 5-on-5, I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
France nearly lost to
That's
Japan.
the Joker's team, right? Did he play on 3-on-3?
No.
Okay. Did you?
3-on-3 is a very, a pretty different style than
I would
5-on-5.
imagine. Did you hear him saying he didn't even want to go? Did you hear that? He was in his
You're-
little
you're
interview.
getting-
Every year he does this, or anytime he's like doing something big, he's like, "I didn't even want to be
You
here.
did-
I wanted to be in Serbia
I'm
with my
supposed to act
ponies."
surprised?
So it was funny because I was watching it and he's like, "Yes, I didn't want to come to the Olympics. I came to the Olympics. I want to be with my ponies in Serbia." And then he
I'm
talked
supposed
about
to
how
act
Kevin Durant
surprised?
dropped. Oh, he said Kevin Durant was 8 for 8 in the first quarter when they played them, and he's like, "So now I'm gonna go home and hang out with my ponies."
Yeah,
Like the only person in Paris right now who wants to go home to Serbia to hang out with his ponies. But the NBA season is going to be here before we know it, so he's probably saying like this is the only time he has.
Shut up, let's go.
Yeah, he wants to be in Serbia, but whatever. It is what it is. Atlanta United.
Atlanta
I need to
United.
get this guy's name straight. Hold on.
Well, not only do you have to get the guy's name straight, they signed him, midfielder Alexei Miranchuk, from Atalanta, the
I know,
Italian club.
When I saw that, I was like, did they misspell Atlanta?
No,
Atalanta.
that's not a misspelling. Atalanta, Europa League champions. I'm not quite sure I get this signing. Frankly, he's a midfielder. Atlanta, the MLS side, who signed them, need a striker. They need an offensive threat, unless they think Jamal Tiare and Sande Silva are going to be their guys for the rest of the season. I'm not sure I get signing another midfielder.
Oh, so you don't like this move?
I'm not sure
You
I
don't
do.
love it?
I'm not sure I do. I'm being a hater today.
Why are you being a hater?
I'm being
What's
a
up?
hater.
You're just not feeling it today?
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the vibes. I'm just being a hater.
No, that's all right. If you don't feel the vibes, it's cool. I'm trying to look right now for. He's going to fill like a designated player
Yes.
spot, international spot,
Yes.
or like whatever. Once it's all pending, he needs to get his visa and like something.
Visa,
else.
physical, all of
Yeah.
that good stuff.
But the Braves, and not the Braves, I apologize. Atlanta United has 3 spots right now. I think. that
Yes,
they
I
need to
believe
fill?
they've cleared out all of their DP spots.
So he's going to be. I mean, you would hope because they're giving him that. Those are coveted.
Yes,
On
you
MLB
only get
teams.
3 spots on an MLS roster. A designated player is basically it was created when David Beckham went to
It's
MLS.
the players who get the big money.
It's the players who get the big money. It's a way
They're being
to
paid by the league, not by the team.
Yes, they're getting paid by the league, not by the team. It's a way to circumvent the salary cap, basically, because MLS's salary rules are incredibly complicated because the history of first division professional soccer in the United States is basically every league failing because they couldn't pay their players until MLS with all of these arcane rules that have, however, let the league survive. So
They're getting better though.
Yes,
I mean,
they're getting better.
I had to, when Atlanta United first got here, I had to learn all these rules. But like they're doing it so they can get good talent
Yes.
to the U.S. If not, none of these players will want to come here and play here if they weren't able to get paid. Joseph Martinez, when he came here, he was a designated player. So many of their good players who've come through here have been, as you call it, a DP. So that was our lesson for the day. Ellie, what's on your mind?
what's on yours? We're switching it up. What's on yours? I want to hear you first.
No, usually you.
No.
Wait, I will go, but I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
no, no,
usually
no, no,
you
no,
go
no, no.
last because you have the bigger, greater story. So that is
You
true.
go, and you usually try to get me to go first. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, I'll go first. But I've already mentioned it. Seriously, what's on my mind today is the fact that I cannot believe, and this is in the nicest way, that the Falcons have sold out of season tickets. I just can't believe it. And it's no diss against them. It's a great thing. I just didn't think I would see that this early in the new regime and the new way of doing things. But that tells me fans really believe that there's going to be a change this season. If people are willing to spend that kind of money, because those tickets are not cheap. Because when you get when you get a seat there, you're owning the land basically.
Yeah.
So
Personal seat licenses.
yeah,
are really
but we have
weird.
15 seconds. Cause go. Do you have anything on your mind or
Nope.
not? That's why you did that to me. Bye, guys.